Hi, I'm Andy Pocock, founder of Living Real Coaching and Counseling and Clinical Director of Compassion Services. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that is really important to me. Almost every day I see couples struggling with intimacy and passion in their marriages. And so I've decided to put together just a short video describing the dynamic and what happens with passion and intimacy in marriages. I do want to acknowledge, before I go any further, the work of Dr. David Schnarch. A lot of these principles are gleaned from him, and it would only be right that I acknowledge his work in this area. I want to start off by giving some perspective of where intimacy and passion fit in. And I like to use this little triangle to explain the fundamentals in every relationship. Every relationship is based on an element of commitment. So whether you're married or in a long-term relationship, there needs to be a significant commitment to make it a relationship. We're not going to talk about that today. That's a different session altogether. And then on one side we have intimacy, and on the other side we have passion. These are the two vital components of every single relationship. And I don't believe you can have a relationship if any of these three components are missing. Let me explain what they are a little bit. Intimacy. I'm not talking about sex here. I'm talking about communication, talking to each other, sharing, intellectual connection where we get each other, emotional connection too. The whole area of knowing and being known. That's intimacy. So if you have a different understanding of intimacy, please just understand that's where I'm coming from in this video. The other side of the triangle, the passion, that is the area of sex. But it's not just sex. It starts with touching, hugging, kissing, holding hands, making out. Remember what fun that was before you got married? Way back, if you can remember that far. And then sex and sexuality, essential part of all of that, that whole physical part of your relationship. So we're going to be talking about these two today in some detail, but I specifically want to talk about what happens in a relationship and why so many of us end up getting tripped up in our relationships, in intimacy and in passion. Let's start with passion, okay? Not sure why I started with passion, probably because it's so important to me. Got found out there. I thought I was starting with intimacy. But passion it is. So passion in every relationship creates some form of problem at some stage. In every relationship we have a high desire and a low desire partner. Now, I want you to understand me, please. When I say high desire and low desire, I'm actually talking about higher desire and lower desire. One partner wants sex more than the other, or wants passion more than the other, has a higher capacity than the other. So it's not saying that this one wants it and this one doesn't want it at all. It's just saying that there is an imbalance, there's a difference. And we'll call the one that wants passion more the high desire, and the one who wants it less the low desire. And I've seen this to be true in every single couple that I've counseled. Now, the old theory was that men were high desire, they were the sort of predators, and women were the low desire. That's proving not to be true. And very often in counseling, I see women are the high desire, I see men who are the low desire, and the other way around. So just apply this principle to however your relationship works. As soon as we have this, we have a system that is set up. The high desire partner always at some stage feels rejected. It's really simple. He or she wants sex more than their partner, or wants passion more than their partner, which means they're going to be rejected. And every single high desire partner that I know, including myself, knows what it's like to feel rejected. The low desire partner very often feels that something is wrong with them. They look at this dynamic and they say, well, what's wrong with me that I don't want sex as much as them, or I don't want passion as much as them? And this dynamic starts to set up a potential for conflict in the relationship. It gets harder still because the low desire partner always has control. Now, very simple, trying to have sex with someone or have passion with someone who doesn't want to have sex with you, it's not going to happen. So the low desire has control. Frequency of sex or passion, and very often how intimate it is as well. The low desire has control there. So we have the system set up, and for those of you who are married or in a long-term relationship, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the high desire partner goes through a whole range of emotions before they're rejected. You do the huffing and puffing, tossing and turning in your bed, and your partner says, what's wrong? Nothing. And we have this build-up. And the high desire either huffs and puffs or eventually tries to push their way in and tries to manipulate their partner. Or sometimes really just pressurizes their partner into giving them sex. But it never really works if the high desire is just pressurizing. So we have the high desire feeling rejected. The low desire tends to withdraw and feel this pressure. And so we have this, if you look at this little thing here, this little diagram, we have the high desire, and let's just say that is 20 times per month, just pulling a random figure, and that's 10 times per month. This area here is the potential for conflict. Now, this video is not about telling you how to fix this. The reason for this video is very clear. I just simply want you to know that if you're experiencing this, that you're normal. Your relationship is absolutely normal. This happens in almost every single relationship that I have come across, and certainly has happened in my relationship. We will talk about the detail of how to handle that or how to deal with this conflict in another video. The same pattern gets set up for intimacy. So remember, intimacy is connection, intellectual and emotional connection. And again, in every relationship, you have a high desire and a low desire partner. Now, in this case, my opinion, and this is my opinion, is that women generally are the high desire partners. In my belief, most women have a high capacity for intimacy than men. So women very often feel rejected in relationships because their husband or their partner doesn't desire the same level of intimacy that they want and that they're capable of. At the same time, men very often feel that there's something wrong with them. As a man, I just know I don't have as many words as my wife. She has a much higher capacity for intimacy than I do. And so the same system is set up, and again, generally the man or the low desire partner will have control, which leaves this high desire partner frustrated, and it leaves the low desire partner feeling pressurized and that something's wrong with them. With intimacy, the system is further complicated, and I think it's really important that I mention this, because it's not just about talking, it's about the depth of communication. And I've got this little circle here I want you to have a look at. So this is basically just represents a person. The less or least intimate is just the social. So here's work, school if you're at school, or people who go to church, friends. They all live out in the social area. And that's the least intimate conversation we can have. That's just chatting about the footy, what's happening, how are you, etc., etc. Then we go in, and if we have a discussion about the body, it becomes more intimate. And then we move forward to the mind. Now we're talking about what motivates you, your fears, your anxieties. Again, a more intimate conversation. And then we move into the heart level here. And this is a far more intimate conversation. What are you passionate about? What does your life stand for? What are your deepest desires? What is it that makes you feel come alive? And then if we do have the conversation that goes right into the spirit area, a spiritual conversation, that is incredibly intimate. The reason I put this up is that the high desire for intimacy very often desire to have very deep conversations in here. And the low desire partners very often are very happy to have conversations, skirting around, talking about footy or, as I said, or work or whatever. And this is where couples really miss each other. This incongruence or incompatibility of high desire, low desire. And again, the reason for this video is not to try and fix it. It's just to tell you that this is pretty normal. This happens in most relationships. And when we just realize that it's there, we can start to take steps of being able to rectify it. And again, there will be a follow-up video, and we'll go into how to fix that or how to work towards a solution. It's not a quick fix. But for today, I just want you to see that in passion and in intimacy, there is an imbalance in every relationship. And if you have that imbalance, you're normal. And there are ways to deal with it. So thank you for watching this, and I hope that helps. Thank you.